Tonight, you might reach for a glass of wine, or a cigarette, or coffee. You do it without thinking, almost automatic. But here is the question nobody asks. What if the reason your brain craves altered states at all has nothing to do with you, and everything to do with a plant that figured out how to hack the human mind long before civilization existed? This is the story of cannabis, and it is far stranger than you think. Your brain was not born empty. It arrived pre-wired with a system called the endocannabinoid system. And here is the part that stops most people cold. Your body did not build that system because of cannabis. Cannabis evolved to fit a system your body already had. You were born with a lock. Cannabis is just a key someone found by accident. Researchers Alan Howlett and William Devane first mapped the CB1 receptor in 1988. What they found stunned the neuroscience community. These receptors were everywhere, more densely packed in the human brain than almost any other receptor type. Your body even makes its own cannabinoids. Scientists call them anandamide and 2-AG. The word anandamide comes from the Sanskrit word for bliss. Your brain produces bliss naturally, as a matter of basic biology. So where does the plant come in? Cannabis developed THC not as a gift to humanity, as a defense mechanism, a way to confound insects and animals that tried to eat it. But somewhere on the Eurasian steppe, a hungry hunter-gatherer consumed cannabis, possibly near a fire, and the brain they had, with its pre-installed endocannabinoid system, responded in a way no other plant had ever triggered. Warm, slow, safe. That is the moment that changed everything. The earliest confirmed archaeological evidence comes from the Pamir Mountains in western China. Around 500 BCE, researchers at the Max Planck Institute found residue with surprisingly high THC concentrations in ancient burial braziers, suggesting deliberate cultivation of psychoactive strains. But the relationship likely goes back much further. By 10,000 years ago, cannabis was already being cultivated across Central and East Asia, not just for its mind-altering effects, but for rope, clothing, and food. Historian Ernest Abel documented this dual use extensively, noting that Emperor Shennong referenced it in texts as far back as 2700 BCE, describing both its medicinal and psychoactive properties. This was not exploitation. This was a partnership, and the plant was not passive. Some researchers, including journalist Michael Pollan, have suggested cannabis did not simply survive human contact, it thrived because of it. Humans carried it across the world, cultivated it, bred it for stronger effects. You might say humans domesticated cannabis, or cannabis domesticated humans. It now grows on every continent except Antarctica. Whatever it did to the human brain, the relationship stuck. The reason THC works at all is because your CB1 receptors cannot tell the difference between anandamide, the bliss molecule your brain makes, and THC. They bind to the same receptor, trigger the same cascade. When THC enters your brain, it does not register as an alien intrusion. It registers as something familiar, something already known. Your brain was not hijacked. It was visited by something it recognized. Neuroscientist Ethan Russo has spent decades studying what he calls the entourage effect. The idea that cannabis compounds interact with the endocannabinoid system in a complex, coordinated way, almost like a language, a chemical vocabulary that evolved across two entirely different kingdoms of life. A plant and a mammalian brain, separated by hundreds of millions of years, speaking the same molecular language. Ancient Indian texts called it one of 5 sacred plants. Ancient Chinese texts used it for pain and anxiety. Scythian warriors inhaled it after battle, possibly to process trauma. They had no neuroscience. They had experience. And experience told them this plant did something to the mind that nothing else could replicate, because nothing else had found the same door. Today, your brain still carries those CB1 receptors, the same endocannabinoid system your ancestors had. You inherited the lock. Every human alive does. The keyhole was never a choice. It was carved into your biology long before your first thought, long before your first breath. Tonight, when you reach for anything that shifts the way your mind feels, remember this. The craving is ancient. The biology is older than language. And somewhere in the history of your species, a plant and a brain recognized each other across the silence of chemistry. Neither was ever quite the same again.